Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is Tuesday, May Thomas with your weekly energy forecast. I use the Osho Zone Tarot, Osho Zen Tarot. And you know what happened is I just recorded this whole reading, but I didn't record. So I had already got the cards pulled and I just did a whole thing and it wasn't even recording. So I'm going to use the cards because they were definitely destined and there is a message in here for all of us. So I'm going to use the cards that popped out. And here we go. This weekly reading is for May 30th to June 6th. And I just realized that my weeks have 8 days in them. So be it. Okay, so the first card that came up was the Outsider. The Outsider. And look at the Outsider. He's wearing his dungarees, or she, and a little disheveled here. A little crisscross with the clothing, kind of not, the button is not in the right place, and not that that really matters, but it's metaphorically speaks to how you may feel. And if we look, this is a gate that has a chain on it, and if we look really, really close, there's a lock, but the lock is not locked. And actually, I'm just going to make sure that we are indeed recording here. Okay. Right? Okay. So, but the lock is not locked. The lock is not clicked lock. Even though there's a lock on the gate, it's an illusion. It's not really locked. And if we look even closer, there's like this rainbow energy beyond this gateway. And as the outsider, this person, being you or me, is standing on one side of the gate and looking in and like, I wish I was over there. I wish I could do that. And remember like last week's reading with the bird sitting on the perch, on the edge of that perch and kind of wanting to fly and take off and join its friends and feel free and liberated and fly through the sky. Well, that's like, this is this energy speaking to us. So if we have not taken the time to, remember last week was all about transformation. The vortex is open, doing the work, releasing those things, those people, those places, those things that no longer serve us or our vision where we're going in life. If we have not done that work last week, there's still time, and it's time this week. You got to do it. You got to do it, or else you're going to be miserable. You're not going to be a happy camper moving forward because you're going to be moving forward in an inauthentic way. And this speaks to that. As the outsider, it's only through your lack of decisiveness and decisions that you remain an outsider. When you're true to yourself, that's when you bless yourself. When you are not true to yourself, that's when you restrict the amount of blessings that are able to come to you and move through your life in the most magical, mystical ways. So for example, if you have a business and you have a team that you're working with, but you know there's someone on the team that just you're over it and you've all served your time, there's no moving forward from here on out, but you haven't let them go yet. You haven't given them their goodbye notice, say. This is the week to do that. Because can you imagine having a team that you're working with on a very special project, on something very, very important to you, yet there's someone on the team that you don't want on the team, and the vortex is open, so this is the perfect time to release and relinquish again those people, places, and things that no longer serve us. This includes addictions and patterns, mental, emotional as well. But if you don't release that person from the team, then when the vortex closes, like the Indiana Jones wall, going down, he has to like reach in and grab his hat, you know? But if you don't release those people, places, and things before that wall goes down, before the vortex closes again, you're going to be stuck with those people, places, and things in those situations that you probably wouldn't want to be with otherwise. So this is the time. This is the time. You're only feeling like this now or this week if you haven't done that work. And it's okay. There's always time to do the work. But the time is now. Because the chain is not real. The lock is not locked. And you just might be afraid. And you know, in last week's thing, I was saying, if you're not a little bit afraid and a little bit freaked out with the choices you're making and the decisions that you're choosing, big decisions on behalf of yourself, then it's time to stretch yourself. So it is a time of being very courageous and of kind of quaking in your boots a little bit and being like, oh my God, I'm kind of taking a risk here, but it feels okay, it feels good. And that's what this is about. But if we don't do those things, if we don't clear the way, create the correct conditions, this is how we feel. We feel like, what's going on over there? Everyone else is living their truth. Everyone else is shining like a rainbow out there, but I'm not. I feel a little disheveled. I don't feel my full power and feeling my full self because I'm not honoring my truth. So again, any last time, any last minute things you need to just clear, cleanse, release, do it now. Do it this week. Because what comes after this card is celebration. And it's so beautiful. There's these three goddesses dancing barefoot in the water. The wind is blowing, the leaves are whipping up, and they are celebrating. This card is all about celebration. They are so free. They do not care who's watching. They are just in their element, and they're honoring one another, and they're blessing one another, and they're just grooving and feeling into their truth, into themselves, and it is just so beautiful. And this is what you get when you do the work. When you do the work and you release, then you're like, woohoo, I'm free, I'm free, I'm doing my thing, you know, and that's what it is, and that's what they're doing. They're boogieing to their own truth song. But unless you're living your truth, unless you're honoring that and getting, you know, saying goodbye to those people, places, or things from your team, from your, you know, doing your work on your addictions, doing your inner work on your mental patterns, on your emotional structures, then it's going to be really hard to feel like boogieing. Never mind even tap your foot. So this is very instrumental, and one fits on top of another, because with celebration comes liberation, and with liberation comes freedom, and with freedom comes your ability to relax. When you're being true to yourself, when you're honoring yourself, and you're saying, yeah, I can't work with Fred anymore. We need to ask him to leave the team. This is not working. This is not the right chemistry. This is not the right alchemy for this project to move forward. We need to kindly ask him to move on. And when you honor that, even if it's kind of scary to do that and to release someone, when you honor that, my God, it is such a relief. And then you have the energy, you have the life force, you have the will, the natural extension of power to be like, woo, I'm free, I'm moving, I'm grooving, and celebrate and relax. We don't usually think of celebration going with relax, but it's all about relax too. Your ability to celebrate the truth in your life is your ability to relax and let yourself know that you're taking care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself, everything else comes to meet you. The thing about relaxing and celebrating is knowing and trusting that all is well in all of creation. And so trusting your truth, trusting that the choices you're making are true for you, so that you can relax, you can put your feet up, or you can boogie, you can let all good come to you, and it will come to you, and especially in beautiful ways that are true to you, because you're being true to you first. And you know what's really cool? The card that comes after this is success. So very interesting pattern here, from outsider to celebration to success. This person is riding the tiger over the world. They're full of fuel. The universe is raining blessings down over them. They are fully in their power, fully realized, fully living their truth. And that's what the universe is asking you to do this week, is to get in tune with your truth, what is true to you. So even though we release the old, the patterns, the people, the places, the things, we learn how to relax. We learn how to say, yes, man, that's right. Pat on the back. I am honoring myself. I'm honoring my truth as I move forward. I'm going to dance. I'm going to dance it out, right? Then what happens is we suddenly come into this realm where we're like, oh my gosh. And it's really as simple as that. It's simple as me being true to me. It's as simple as me honoring my truth to be a success in life, to be a success in the world. Only those people that are true to themselves are the ones that are truly successful. With this card as well, though, you know, the tiger is walking over the world. So there is an opportunity midweek to later in the week to the first part of June, where you will be invited to participate on some level in some adventure, some venture that has global mass appeal. Maybe you're going to be asked to work on a website with someone. Maybe you're going to be launching your art in a gallery that's going to be web live cast. There's some kind of a situation where you're being invited to use your skills, your talents and abilities to serve the greater good and to have a larger outreach for your skills, for your art, for your order, for whatever it is that you facilitate, whatever it is that you back and that you support and share in the world. And this is really huge because this is the best way for success to come, is when you're being true to yourself, because that which lifts you up will continue to be that which is true to yourself too. And what I get with this card is the invitation wants you to be you. The invitation is all about saying, yes, we're inviting you to participate in this global outreach, whatever situation, production, movie, whatever it might be. And this has global mass appeal, mass outreach, but you know what? We want you to be yourself. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing, because that brings us back to our success card, which is you're already a success. If you can rest in the truth of who you are successful. And that's what this is all about. It's the releasing. It's the relinquishing. The vortex is still open. Get out there. Do it. Do it. Get in there and do it and do it. Release, release, release. And you know, the thing with success is we learn how to bless one another. We learn how to bless ourselves. We learn how to bless everything, everywhere, all the time, every time. So that's part of your job this week. Bless everyone, everywhere, all the time, everywhere. To the best that you can, to the best of your ability. Bless everyone, everywhere, all the time, everywhere. Everything, everywhere. Just bless it. Even if it looks like a mess and like it's like something you wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, no judgment. Just bless it. Just bless it. Just bless it. Stay clear. Stay clear in your truth. Stay clear in your success. Don't let anything disrupt you. Just bless it. Bless it. And keep your channels of receptivity and awareness fully, fully clear and plugged into your source, whether you call it God, whether you call it Buddha, whether you call it Jah, higher power, universal energy, all of that, because what's coming is this new vision. New vision speaks to God consciousness. This is a major arcana card. This is a major card. Later this week, once you've released, continue sweeping out those closets, getting under the rug, getting into all those nooks and crannies, releasing, releasing, releasing. And you've come to celebrate and relax and bless and like say yes and learn how to relax and receive and be in your truth. And from there, receive even more opportunities to continue being a success in you being you, and perhaps to even take it globally. You're going to be like, whoa, a lot has happened this week. I need to kind of like check myself. I need to hang on here a moment and take a step back. And you do, because it'll be different. By the end of this week, your circumstances will be different from what they are now, May 30th. So what I'm getting with this new vision card is this is about you listening to what the vision is. This is not about you creating a new vision and getting a vision board and cutting out the pictures and putting on that board what you think you want out of whatever the situation is. This is about you being still, being quiet, going into nature, creating the correct conditions within yourself so that you can download the love and the light of the universe that will ignite. This blueprint is already in your heart center. This vision for what you're ready to go into now, which would not have awakened. The lotus petals, it would not have been able to be revealed until now. As long as we're doing the work, we're keeping the vibes high, and we're saying yes to the truth in us. You're already a success, and that's why more success is added unto you. But then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, this is like happening really fast. This is a lot of energy. This is a lot of stuff going on. Woo, woo, woo. Let me slow down here. Let me breathe. Let me remove myself from my normal environments, get out into nature, get out into spaciousness, the beach, the mountains, wherever it is, and download. Get yourself clear to receive the download of the Most High, because there's a vision inside of you. And the end of this week, June 6th, the end of this week, 2017, your download will come. That's what I'm totally getting. That all this stuff has all been about clearing and cleansing, sweeping yourself clear, relaxing into the space you've created now, and honoring yourself, owning that truth, and then receiving. Basically, it's like your next plan. You know, it's like an architecture blueprint plan for your life. And it's there, and it's ready to be lit up for you, and all you have to do is keep moving forward, trusting yourself, being honest to yourself, being true to yourself. And you know, one thing I did want to speak on about the outsider card at the very beginning, you know, we had a little bit of this last week with the bird, as I was saying, kind of wanting to launch and take off from the perch and visit all of its friends. The thing, you know, and if we haven't been doing that work last week, again, it's okay. It's always time to do the work. It's never too late. But we can begin to feel like the outsider when we haven't created the correct conditions for ourselves to shapeshift, to change, to love ourselves, basically. And it reminds me of a friend I have who is dealing with major addiction. And he has a room that he needs to rent in his place in New York. And he continually rents this room out to people that are not helping to create the correct conditions in his home environment for him to make peace with and heal and get on top of dealing with his addiction and live a sober life. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, where it's like, you know, who do you need to kick off the team? Do you need to ask that roommate to finally leave so that you can, like, because you know, he knows he wants to be sober. He knows he's a completely different person when he is and when he isn't. And he knows that he has this and this ahead of him and this, but this new vision will not happen as long as the environment outside of him, internally and externally, are not correct for him to receive it. So that goes for all of us. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for subscribing, for commenting. I'm so very grateful. Again, my name is Tuesday May Thomas, and this was your energy forecast tarot reading for May 30th to June 6th of 2017. Namaste.